Welcome to Roofing Road Trips, the podcast that takes you on a thrilling journey across the world of roofing. From fascinating interviews with roofing experts to on-the-road adventures, we'll uncover the stories, innovations, and challenges that shape the rooftops over our heads. So fasten your seatbelts and join us as we embark on this exciting roofing road trip. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another roofing road trip. My name is Megan Ellsworth here at RoofersCoffeeShop.com, and I'm here with my friend Becca from gFourMarketing. Hello, how are you?
Megan, hello. It is such a pleasure to see you again. It's been
Likewise.
much too long, so very happy to be back.
I know it's been way too long. I love chatting with you and talking about referrals and everything you all have to offer and just the industry as at a whole. And so I'm just so excited to be here with you. So could you please, for anyone out there that doesn't know you, which is crazy, can you please introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about gFour?
Yes, absolutely. So, hi, everybody. I am Rebecca Mayo. I am the Director of Partnerships here at gFourMarketing. And the way that I explain gFourMarketing to people is we essentially are a referral partner that helps you supercharge your customer. And the goal of gFourMarketing is to help you build those systems and processes into your business to create a flywheel of referrals, amongst other things. Amongst other things, obviously. But yes, we exist to help you with your referral flywheel.
Yes, love it. Love it. And you all are just kind of multifaceted in that sense of you're just also available in there to help your customers, your contractors with anything they need marketing wise and just supporting them as well.
Absolutely. Yes, great point. And it's funny. Another thing that I tell our partners and people that I speak with is consider us an extension of your business.
Yeah.
Like gFourMarketing truly exists to serve your company and help you achieve those goals that you set for yourself and almost like operating behind the scenes so you don't even know that we're there.
Love it. I love that. So it's December 2025, already the end of Q4, which is crazy. And so as companies are starting to prepare for 2026, why is now kind of during this downtime a good time to strengthen their focus on customer referrals? And how can you all kind of help them turn those satisfied customers into some of their best salespeople?
That is such a great question. And you know what? In my opinion, there has never been a more exciting time to be in this industry. This year alone, I have seen so much growth specifically within the roofing community. And it's just an awesome time to your point, sit down with your team, start looking ahead to 2026, turn the page, make sure that we are really planning effectively when it comes to not just your marketing spend, but big picture, zooming all the way out. What are we going to do to make sure that we are crossing our T's and dotting our I's when it comes to building in a referral program for the business? And I think sometimes it can be overwhelming for people that, they hear referral program and they think, oh, it's so much work to put together. We don't have the team infrastructure. I'm a team of 2 owners, 10 salespeople, and maybe a couple crews. But the good news there is you do not have to do it all at once. It is absolutely something that's attainable if you start to plan, which is, like you mentioned, the perfect time to do that right now.
Yeah, it really is, especially, I mean, a lot of companies are going into their downtime because there's snow coming, there's cold weather, ice on the roads, ice on the roof, and you don't want to be up there if it's icy or dangerous. So now is totally the perfect time to kind of start working on the business instead of in it every day. Um, so, what are some of the cultural or operational habits that make referral generation a natural part of a day to day business?
Yes, great question. So, I think what a lot of people sometimes don't think about, which I would highly encourage people to start thinking about, is building that into exactly what you said, like your company culture. Um, a company's brand, especially in the roofing community, goes a long way. So, for example, if you own or operate a business, it's a great thing to kind of keep in the back of your mind every single day when you're interacting with your team, when you're out in your community, when you're talking to a prospect. You know, your customers are going to remember how you made them feel. And they may not always remember what you said to them, but they are going to remember the interactions, the general conversation, how they left feeling after they interacted with your team, and that's going to carry your company a long way and also separate your company from your competitors in the market. So, culturally, if we're talking about how to make a small change with a big impact, it's really turning up the heat on your customer experience, which ultimately, is going to yield higher referral business. So, because people want to do business with people they like.
Totally, and I love that saying of it's not they remember, like, how they made how you made them feel. Um, and I just love how memory kind of does that. It's attached to that emotional side, where you remember the emotions you're feeling, not, like, the details of the roof estimate or what everything, like, their presentation looked like. You're remembering how they made you feel, and if they followed up, if they didn't bombard you, if they did bombard you, that kinda stuff. And so throwing those little courtesies, like, I know you help people send out cookies, like, after a job, or after they finish a job. I love that because who doesn't love cookies? And that makes them feel warm and fuzzy.
Absolutely. And it's such a small gesture that really makes a big difference. Like, just the simple art of saying please and thank you. And it's incredible, to hear stories from people all across the industry, just the amount of businesses that are not putting a priority on making their customer feel like they are the true MVP of the company, of their business. So if you're listening to this, what I would definitely recommend including in your planning conversations for next year is having those conversations with your team, your call centers, your sales team, anybody that's customer facing is a great thing to start thinking about for next year.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's move on to a little bit about CRMs and how can contractors use their CRM in partnership with gFour to kind of organize customer data and identify some of those referral ready clients that they already have.
Great question, Megan. So, another catchphrase that I share, at least talk to people about, is that your CRM is a gold mine. So, what I mean by that is that if you have an existing CRM, more likely than not, you have a gold mine of opportunities sitting within that CRM. I hear this all the time, and it is that people are not maximizing the information or the past client information that exists within their CRM. So, something that a really solid referral partner can help you with, and FYI, gFour can help you with this too, but is helping you navigate that process of making sure that you're capitalizing on those relationships to nurture and basically increase your chances of generating referrals from your existing business. That does include things like reactivating past customers, making sure that we're communicating on a frequent cadence with them. Sometimes years go by where people are just not communicating with their past customers, and it leaves like a huge gap of opportunity for the competitor to come and swoop them right up. So that is not what we want.
No, definitely not.
Don't want that. But by communicating it consistently with those people within your database, you're going to not only keep your brand top of mind, but it's also a great excuse to reach back out and say, hey, we're running a holiday promo. Or, hey, we're doing a summer special for the 4th of July this year, and we wanted to check back in and see if you needed a repair. So things like that are a great way to tap into that CRM. From a sales perspective, it's exceptional to think about rehashing lost leads.
Mm. That is a good point. Yeah, 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 yeah.
So, if you're looking for ways to spend a little bit less on your marketing budget, maybe in 2026, definitely consider sitting down with your team and looking at your, customer base from the past 3 to 5 years and just saying, who have we not talked to?
Because the squeaky wheel gets the oil.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And, people are so busy these days. It's like we all know everybody's on their phone all the time. Everybody's running around, like, especially this time of year. So it's just really important that we're keeping that brand top of mind always.
Yep. Yeah. It really is, and I think also, your customer might not know that they need a repair or that their gutters have ice dams in them or whatever, and then you reach out to them and then they maybe look around the house, "Oh, actually, maybe we should do new siding or gutter repair or whatever what have you, or there has been a couple leaks in the garage that I just didn't care about." And so checking back in with them can be a powerful, oh, like kind of awakener for them as well. So with that, what type of training do you suggest for the employees of these companies, from the office to the field, to understand how to ask for and track those referrals effectively?
Yes, that is such an important question. And I think it all goes back to just having a solid process. And it actually, in my opinion, it should really be built into the company culture. So back to what you were saying, making sure that it starts from the top, that the leadership, the owners, the operators are all communicating that down to the sales team and really leaning on their sales team to not only make sure that they're representing the company flawlessly within the community, but making sure that they're trained and comfortable to make the ask for the referral. And that is often a huge barrier. It's like people aren't necessarily always comfortable asking for business. And ironically, you think because we're all salespeople here, it's like it should be a easy breezy, but it's not always the case. So the more that you can prepare on the front end with your team and then set them up for success after the job has been complete, you're going to see a lot of wins from just the simple act of putting a process in place and preparing properly.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's such a good point you had on, sometimes people are afraid. Sometimes, I mean, that's really scary, especially with, I've noticed kind of this younger generation, it's hard to just cold call people and pick up the phone and say, "Hey, would you give us do your neighbors need a new roof or anything?" Or even just, "Can you give us a 5-star review?" That's so hard. So building it into the process and also identifying those employees that feel comfortable doing that and identifying the ones that could train to get to that point.
Yeah, absolutely. And something else, just for the audience that's looking for some tips on this, something else that has really worked well for our clients is rewarding for the referral. If one of your sales guys does or women does receive a referral, reward your team for that and almost gamify it to some extent, make it kind of like a friendly competition within your team. And also ask the team, what motivates them, because I think knowing how somebody or how teams are motivated to make the ask, you're going to see an increase for sure.
Yep. Yep. I agree. And especially around the holidays, like now or, after the holidays, a $50 Amazon gift card, who wouldn't get excited about that?
Absolutely. Hey, sign
You
me
know?
up.
Yeah, sign me up. Throw me in the hat. So how can tools like gFour's CRM integrations and automated review requests help contractors stay consistent with those referral follow-ups throughout the busy season once it starts to pick back up?
Yeah, that's such a great question. There is something that I really wasn't looking forward to talking about today on this episode, and that is just the consistent trends that we're seeing within automation in itself. The more an owner or an operator can automate systems and processes within their business, the more time they're going to have back in their day to work, not necessarily in the business, but on the business. So, having a really solid referral partner in place, like somebody that is a true partner that can come in, help you essentially take the work off of your plate by building those processes for you, running behind the scenes. That is a total game changer for especially our roofers. Our roofing clients are seeing incredible results just by making those small changes in the automation. Something else that you mentioned that I think is so interesting is the way that the next generation are making buying decisions and just the speed that it evolves is unbelievable. But something else to consider is AI coming into this industry. And we all know, I mean, it's like a buzzword right now. It's AI this, AI that. But you had mentioned how um, how buyers are searching now for business, and a lot of it is AI generated. So, like this generation of buyers is literally opening Chat GPT and typing in who can fix my roof in my city or market. And it's very important, and I hope that everybody takes this away with them today, but it's very important that your business is optimized for search when it comes to AI and Google.
Yep. Yeah. SEO so search engine optimization, and then there's something I heard recently, GEO. I don't know what that stands for, unfortunately. I should know. Do you know?
So, GEO, I do not necessarily know, but I can tell you what AEO means, and that is answer engine optimization, which is directly correlated to AI systems that recommend our businesses. So, a little bit of a different, yeah, a little bit different, but same but different.
Mhm. Mhm. Um it's so important, and it's interesting you said the speed that people are buying, younger homeowners are buying services at now, cuz even just a younger prospective homeowner, I would tell you I probably wouldn't do a lot of back and forth between roofers. I'd kind of just go with like the first one that AI suggested, and as long as they're available and they're nice to me and they seem like they have their stuff together, I'll be like, "Sure, come fix my plumbing." I don't really have a big preference. And, give or take, that's not the best answer, but it's something that people should be aware of, home or business owners should be aware of, so that they can optimize their websites, their social media, their marketing plans, and their referral programs to kind of that newer audience, that newer buyer.
Absolutely. And, I have heard this for a while, but I do feel like it is also rapidly evolving. And that is, to your point, the way that people are searching and making those buying decisions. A lot of the younger generation, and everybody really now with the access to Google on the phone and the tablet and whatnot, but people read reviews. Somebody's going to pick up their phone and Google roofers in my market, look at all the Google My Business reviews. And one best practice that I would recommend doing if you are an owner or an operator is make sure that you are responding to those reviews. Yep. And it's such a small thing. But also to tie it back to what you were talking about, Megan, with automation, it's such a small thing, but it's so important. But it also takes so much time to do. So, if you are looking at 2026 and looking for ways to optimize your business and automate your business, I would highly recommend taking a look at ways to automate the review responsiveness of how you are responding to reviews. And the good news there is that there are options and tools that can help you with that. So, you know, like I said, a good partner is going to help you identify those loopholes in your business or gaps and come prepared to help you solve for them. So, optimization, automation, and then obviously the digital component is a big part of a successful program. But we can dive into that more later.
Yeah, agreed. No, that's such a good point. And responding to those reviews, that's such a good like nugget of wisdom. I had not thought of that. And also just having reviews. Like if I see a company that doesn't have any reviews, that's a red flag to me. If they have a bunch of bad reviews, red flag. If they have a bunch of 5-star reviews, sometimes even that's a red flag cuz I'm like, are they bought? Are they fake? I don't know. But you do want a lot of 5-star reviews. um so for roofing companies that already have a referral program, what specific metrics or strategies does gFourMarketing recommend tracking in the new year in 2026 to measure the success of those referrals?
Yes. So circling it all back to the CRM, CRMs are a great tool for obviously keeping information secure, but reporting. So, with our current partners that we work with on a referral basis on the CRM side, they have excellent ways to not just track customers, but also report back on attribution. You know, where did the lead come from? How many people are we converting from our referral program? Um, One of the metrics that I really like to share is if you're aiming for a successful referral program, you know, obviously it takes time to build and launch, but once it's up and running, you can pretty much, I don't want to say promise, but you can pretty much guarantee that 1 of 10 referrals will convert into a closed deal for your company. Yeah. So if you're sitting down as a team, looking at budget, looking at plans, you know, what is 2026 going to be? What does our marketing mix look like? 1 into 10 is a great rule of thumb to consider. And if you have your information on hand, you can almost work backwards from a budgeting standpoint and saying, okay, you know, not to get too granular, but what are we spending on net new leads, like a maybe paid ad or digital versus a referral lead that is going to convert at a 50% or higher rate, and it's going to cost a lot lower than, say, like a net new lead. So, um, I could think about this all day, but
I love it.
if you're looking at like how to maximize the profitability of your program, that's a great place to start.
Yeah, yeah, that's huge. I mean, 1 in 10, that's a really great number, and that's 10 leads, like almost secure leads right there if you send out 100. Um, so I know you all are kind of rolling out some new things in the new year. I'd love for you to kind of tell us about that if that's okay.
Absolutely. Yes. So tying it back to those two themes I mentioned, obviously the automation component, the way that I think about operations in a business is how are we going to save you the most amount of time? And in my opinion, being able to automate the mundane tasks that are keeping you and your team bogged down is going to free you up to go back out into the community, to work on your community brand, to spend more time closing business, building the business. You know, we want to give you that time back ultimately. So, things that a good referral partner can help you with, hello G4, are things like automated review replies. So, taking the work off your plate when it comes to drafting like great responses to your Google reviews, for example. So think of it almost like an AI agent that is like an agent that is running like almost like a full-time employee. Um, so those are some things that we can absolutely help you with. Another thing to consider, I would absolutely consider this if you own or operate a roofing company, is that AI component. So making sure that your business is optimized for the SEO, it's optimized for Google, it's optimized for especially Chat GPT because that is what the next generation essentially is using, including myself, to be honest, sometimes with decisions and you know looking for information. But the more that we can help you revolutionize your business to help boost your overall business management processes with AI, it's going to really help set yourself apart from your competitor because the truth is a lot of people know about AI, they just don't really understand fully what it can do.
Yeah, it's so true, and I mean, I'm in that boat as well, and I think for myself, there's been a lot of fear of using AI and, not using my full brain power, or, what if AI can just do my job, is it gonna take my job? But I think the reality is that exactly what you said, AI is here to kind of take out some of those mundane tasks, those repetitive tasks that really do bog us down and keep us from using that next level brain power to go with the big ideas and start the big plans and expanding and stuff. And so using AI to kind of pull those tasks out of your workload, those little tasks that are so mundane, that's going to be huge and free up so much time to, like you said, go find new customers, spend more time with family, spend more time out in the community, getting your company name out there. I love that. And so kind of going into that, what are some trends that you're seeing going into 2026 to kind of round out our conversation?
Yeah. So, one of the biggest trends, and also something that I am encouraging people to think about, is think more about the lifetime value of a single customer versus a single customer transaction. So, where I'm encouraging our partner networks to think is, we want to help you create that customer for life. Like, we want to take that customer and build a fence around them so that they are never going to leave. Your competitor will never get a hold of them because we are communicating consistently and effectively with them. And build that into the core foundation of your business. And all of your systems and processes are designed around keeping that customer around. Um, Another trend that I see that I think is really important is businesses that are prioritizing meeting the customers where they are. So, for example, as we were just chatting about, that customers now are making buying decisions quickly. They are using their phones and tablets much more than they used to identify, companies to work with. Another thing that I'm seeing that's really important is also ease of use when it comes to payments. So things like digital, you know, um, specifically with a referral program, but a lot of companies pay for referrals. So if they have a customer that referred them, they like to give them a little, thank you. There's a kickback of 100, 200, $500, something along those lines. And traditionally, you know, it used to be, we'll mail you a check, or, you know, here is a Visa gift card, which is great. However, the expectation now is almost instant. you know, so something that gFour slash a good referral partner can do is make sure that we're enhancing that payment experience by providing options. So, it's not just a paper check now. It's we can send you a Venmo.
Mm,
Yeah,
brilliant.
yeah. So we have now the capability to pay our referrals in real time, which is unbelievably helpful. And I think it just signifies the way that, our industry is moving, which is becoming much more turnkey per se than it used to be. But nonetheless, it's just continuing to evolve.
Yeah. That is massive, honestly, because wow, I think that's brilliant. Whoever had that idea, it should get a raise. That was brilliant. To use Venmo to send out the referral, like, thank you money or whatever, that is so smart. And I think that'll be an industry leading situation there. I think that because so many young people use Venmo and their parents use Venmo now, and their parents are the ones, getting the new roofs and or needing new siding or wanting to renovate their house or what have you. So that is massive. And like you said, the instantaneous, that's so important to people now, like it or not.
Yeah, yeah, like it or not. And, myself included, I feel, when I make buying decisions in general, I don't want to have to wait around for too long. kind of expect somebody to call me back, if I am asking to give them my money for a project. So I think that's just the way people operate now, and everything is on demand, Amazon, wait, same day delivery. I mean, that's just generally the expectation. And I think in our industry and roofing specifically, people expect the ease of use, they expect quick responses, they expect great customer service. So if we can find a way to incorporate all of that into your business, it's a great place to start.
Yeah. And that's what a great note to end our podcast on, and a great note to go into 2026 with. These are some ideas you can start implementing now, start working on the business now. So when spring busyness time, when hail season comes, you're ready to go. You have these new processes in place, and you've had a few months to kind of work out the kinks. So um, Becca, I just want to say thank you so much. It's so fun chatting with you every time, and I love everything that gFour is doing and how you're just leading the industry. It's so cool.
Right back at you, Megan. We are so, so proud to be partners with you guys and just be a part of this awesome community. So thank you so much.
Yay, likewise. Well, I hope you have a wonderful holiday season and a new year, and I hope everyone out there listening has a fabulous new year and a great start to 2026. Thank you so much, Becca, again for for chatting with me, and thank you everyone out there for listening. You can go to the gFour directory on RoofersCoffeeShop.com to learn more and get in touch with them if you're interested. And I'll be seeing all of you again on Roofing Road Trips, the next one. See ya. If you've enjoyed the ride, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join us on every roofing adventure. Make sure to visit RoofersCoffeeShop.com to learn more. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you on the next Roofing Road Trip.